Happy Friday. I have a story I want to read to you about a lady named Rosemary West. She is from the United Kingdom. She's from England. She's from England. Her name is Rosemary West. And let me see, I think they label her as a serial killer. Yeah, they call her serial killer Rosemary West. She murdered at least 10 young women. Most of them dismembered and buried in the cellar of her home on Cromwell Street. Wow. She was born November 29, 1953 in Devon, England. It's a country, that's a city in England, Devon, England. Okay, let me see. She's from that's where she was born, but where the killings took place was in Gloucester. That's a city in England. And Gloucester is a city in the west of England, near Cotswold rural area. And she was born in Devon, in the United Kingdom. And that little town there is famous for its beaches, national parks, Exmoor and Dartmoor parks. And they have a specialty there, Devonshire cream tea. Cider is another one of their specialties. Pastries and gin. And this one here, hog pudding. Hog's pudding. It's a sausage-like, but flat and round, rather than the usual shape, made with either leftover pork or meat, with pearl barley or oatmeal, and stuffed inside the gut casing. You know how on the Polish sausage, that casing that they have that meat stuck into. So that's what that is. They say it's pretty good. When I read, they say it's pretty good. But I don't know. Okay, Rosemary West. Who was Rosemary West? Rosemary West married Fred West in 1972, establishing residence in Gloucester. The couple became two of the most horrific serial killers known to the United Kingdom. Sorry about that. Responsible for the dismemberment and murder of women and young girls, including two members of their own family. With Fred committing suicide in 1995. Rose was eventually found guilty of 10 separate counts of murder and sentenced to life imprisonment. In her early life, Rosemary, they call her Rose, Letts, that was her maiden name, was born in Devon in the United Kingdom, November 29, 1953, to the result of a difficult pregnancy, with both her parents suffering from mental illness. Electroshock therapy administered to her pregnant mother for deep depression may have caused prenatal injury that contributed to Rose's poor school performance and bouts of aggression growing up. She also had a weight problem in adolescence and developed an interest in older men. Go on, little girl. She wanted her sugar daddy. She wanted her sugar daddy. That's what she wanted. The marriage of Rose's parents was a turbulent one. Her father was paranoid schizophrenic, prone to violent outbursts, behavior, serving as a terrifying dictator presence. Her mother, Daisy, eventually moved out of the family home, taking Rose with her. However, Rose decided to move back in with her father again, and around the same time that she became intimate with Fred West during her teens. Her father didn't want her to be in that relationship, but to no avail. She was soon pregnant with Fred's child and found herself looking after two children by Rena Costello when Fred was sent to prison on various petty thefts and fine evasion charges. She gave birth to a daughter, Heather, in 1970. Okay. She's married to Fred. It says marriage to Fred. It's thought that pressure of caring for 3 children while still a child herself was triggered with Rose's violent, erratic tendencies. And it is believed that she murdered 8-year-old Charmaine, Fred's eldest daughter, in 1971 during one of these outbursts. Whatever the circumstances, whatever the true circumstances, Charmaine suddenly disappeared. And as West was in jail at the time, it is likely that her body was hidden by Rose until Fred's release. He was then thought to have moved the body, removing the fingers and the toes. When Fred's first wife, Rena, came in search of her daughter, she too was strangled, dismembered, and her fingers and toes removed. Don't come trying to shake him. He said, don't come on my house trying to shake me. Girl, don't come on. He said, don't come on my house trying to check me about my child. Girl, you want to go where your child at, don't you? Fred don't play. Fred don't play. And Rose don't either. All that yelling and screaming and hollering all the time. And you ain't even my child. Get y'all kill you. And that's what she did. Ooh, Lord, these bonus moms is different. Boy, y'all better be careful with them bonus moms. Woo, they different. They'll cut you up and throw you into the house and take your toes and your fingers. And then kill your mama when your mama come looking for you. Man. Fred and Rose were married in Gloucester in January 1972. And their second daughter, named Meg, was born June of that same year. By this time, Rose earned extra money as a prostitute, and Fred committed acts of bondage and violent sex acts on underage girls. Oh, okay, Fred. His wife was right there with him. Okay, Rose and Fred. The cellar of their home at 25 Cromwell Street was a torture chamber, and his daughter, Anna Marie, became one of his first occupants, subjected to horrifically brutal rape by her father while her stepmother held her down. What I just say. Yep, and that's how they did it. This became a regular occurrence, and the child was threatened with beatings if she told anyone of the ordeal. Wow. When I read some of these stories and watch like stuff like this on, like on the ID channel and stuff about these women who assist these men with raping and torturing people. These women, they have to be, I think they have to be really afraid of the man, or they like doing it themselves. They enjoy doing it. But after so long of doing it, she might have started enjoying doing it because they did it so much, so it was a regular thing to her. But me, I don't think I could. Well, never say never, but I know they was afraid. I would think that I would never do that, but you'll never know when somebody, cause he was violent and he probably was whooping her behind all the time and everything. But wow, it's just amazing. It's just amazing. People, and those people most of the time have some kind of mental illness going on. That's crazy. It's just crazy. I just never understood that. I never understood that. Like right here where I live, Now there was this foster. There was a couple, black people. They were foster parents, a lady and a man. And matter of fact, I went to school with the man. We went to the same school. We graduated at the same time. Second eye. I was in the newspaper. I was reading it. It was like foster parents charged with sexually molesting, raping, and doing all the two kids. And this had been going on many years. And reading the article, and it was somebody I went to school with. And that guy who was at school, in school time, I think I knew him like from the 7th grade all the way to 12th. And he was always a quiet guy. He was very quiet. He was a loner. Always by himself. Quiet. Didn't say too much. And that's why when I read in the paper and I saw his name, I was kind of shocked because I'm like, he seemed to be like a nice guy. If you speak to him, he would speak, but he always was by himself. Go to class, he did everything. But apparently something was wrong with him. I don't know. You never know. And you never know what happened to these people in their childhood to make them grow up to be the adults that they become to be and do the things that they do to people. You never know. So that's what I always tell people. You never know what a person been through. You can't judge them because you never know what a person been through. And who are we to judge anyway? It'd be shocking. I don't judge them, but I like to talk about it. I like to see it. Because I can't understand it. And can't understand it for the life of me. Why stuff like that happen. But then I know, spiritually, I know that it's not that person, that it is Satan. Yeah, I know. That's why we have to forgive people when they do stuff to us, because that's not that person. That's Satan that has come into them. So that's all I want to say. And I just don't try to judge nobody, because we all go through stuff. Everybody handles stuff differently and everything, you know. That man that I'm talking about, he might have been beaten or raped by someone when he was in a foster care. I don't know if he was in a foster care or not, or by his parents or his aunts, uncles, somebody. Something happened to him. And then we know that Rose we know where she was going through. So, and mental illness was in her family. Both her parents were mental ill, so she had a double shot of it. I'm just saying. Okay. Okay, their behavior extended beyond the family circle when, in late 1972, they engaged 17-year-old Caroline Owens as a nanny. She was incarcerated, stripped, and raped. Despite threats that she would be killed and buried in the cellar, Owens was able to make an escape and reported the West to the police. Charges were brought against them. Incredibly, despite his existing criminal record, Fred was able to convince a 1973 court magistrate that Owens had consented to the activities. Owens was too deeply traumatized over what she had survived to give testimony. So that's how they got away. The West both escaped with fines. Rose was pregnant at the time with their first son, Stephen, who was born in August. Over the next several years, Lydia Goff, Lucy Partington, Juanita Mott, Teresa Segentler, Allison Chambers, Shirley Robinson, and 15-year-old schoolgirls Carol Ann Cooper and Shirley Hubbard all became victims of the Wests. After brutal sexual attacks, all were murdered, dismembered, and buried in the cellar under 25 Cromwell Street. Oh wow, here we go. The rape and murder of daughter. Rose had several more children. A daughter, Louise, was born in 1978. Not all Rose's children were believed to be fathered by Fred. Barry joined the brood in 1980, with Rosemary Jr. following in 1982 and Luciana in 1983. The children were aware of some extent of the activities in the house, but Fred and Rose exercised strict control over them. Fred's sexual interest in his own daughters didn't wane either. And when Anna Marie moved out to live with her boyfriend, he switched his attention to the younger siblings, Heather and May. Heather resisted his attentions and in 1987 told a friend about the goings on in the house. The Wests responded by, we know how he responded. Can't turn the page here on my little storybook. The Wests responded by murdering and dismembering her and burying her in the back garden of number 25, where the son Stephen was forced to assist in digging his sister's grave. Eventually, their activities drew the attention of Detective Constable Hazel Savage, who oversaw a search at Cromwell Street in August 1992. Boy, that went on a long time. That was in the 70s. Oh, wow, that went on a long time. Wow. In August of 1992, that led to their arrest. On December 13, 1994, Fred was charged on 12 counts of murder. He hung himself in his cell while awaiting trial. Rose went on trial on October 3rd, 1995. The jury unanimously, you know what, found her guilty on 10 separate counts of murder on November 22nd, 1995. She was later sentenced to life in prison without parole. Rose refused to accept her fate and launched appeals in 1996 and 2000, claiming variously that new evidence clearing her had come to light, and then the huge media interest had prevented her from receiving a fair trial. In 1996, the 1996 appeal was rejected, and she dropped the later one, and she remains incarcerated. The West home at 25 Cromwell Street, or the House of Horror, as the city called it now, as it was dubbed by the media, was razed to the ground in October 96. In its place is a pathway that leads to the town center. Rose was again the focus of media attention in January 2003 when it was claimed that she was to marry Dave Glover, the bass player of the rock group Slade, following a courtship via letters. Glover disputed that there was an engagement and said the media attention over his letters to Rose had cost him his position with the band. Oh, wow. Okay. We have some evil people in this world. People do all kind of stuff. You just have to be careful who you be around. Just have to be careful who you be around. Yeah, so now that's all I want to just read that and talk about that because it's just weird. It's just I always like these kind of stories, and I love the ID channel. That's my favorite channel. Anything I like the ID channel, and I like Snapped. Who the bleep did I marry? All kind of stuff like that. I like the Lifetime movies and stuff. I don't know why I like I don't know why. It's just I don't like the superhero stuff. I don't like that. I don't even like the horror movies too much. I like real life stuff. I want to know what we all are capable of doing. I, I don't know. I don't know why I like it. I just be intrigued at the things that people do. And then I always say, there's nothing new under the sun. So it's always been going on. The things that's going on now have always been going on. The Bible says there's nothing new under the sun. So it's been like this all since creation. Wow. When you think about it like that, wow. Because the Bible says there's nothing new under the sun. Nothing new. So everything that's going on down here now has already been going on. That's something to think about. Wow. All right, thank you. Thank you for coming to my channel. And you have a blessed day. Have a blessed day.